Hey, it's the Wrestling Snob, Adam Lavelle, here at the Noah Network. I'm coming back at you to talk about the big show that just happened in Pro Wrestling Noah this morning, March 2nd, 2025. We're talking about the finale of the GHC Junior Tag Team Title Tournament. Huh, what a mouthful. But that wasn't the main event of the show. That's kind of crazy, but I get it because we had a big GHC right there, sitting up there in that shelf, baby. Heavyweight championship title match that ended this show. We're going to jump into it. Noah, really improving, in my opinion, and I've always been a big fan of Noah. Now, sometimes they'll do some things that you'll see me critique and criticize, but that's how it is. You know, I am a wrestling fan, and there's things that I love, and there's things that I don't like, and there's things that I hate about wrestling, even the wrestling that I love and drape myself in, like Pro Wrestling Noah. So come along with me. There's one thing you can know about Adam Lavelle from WrestlingDoneRight.com is that if you go to that site, you can read a bio on me, who I am, what I've done in the business, what I'm about, how long I've been a fan, etc., etc. And you can know that I'll always be honest with you. You may not always agree with everything I say, but you'll always know that I'll be honest. I ain't going to BS you. I'm not going to tell lies. I'm not going to act like I'm some kind of insider that got secret knowledge. None of that stuff. I'm not going to charge you a dime. The only thing I'm going to ask you to do often is subscribe to the YouTube channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And follow me on all my socials found at WrestlingDoneRight.com so you can join the intelligent internet wrestling community, the IIWC. Let's jump into this show. Match 1 from this morning show. Now, when I say this morning, that's Eastern Standard Time. It was on at like 1 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning. It was Eita and Daiki Odashima taking on Alejandro and Kai Fujimura, taking on Atsushi Kotogi and Hajime Ohara, taking on Junta Miyawaki and, I screwed these names up, Jun Masioka and Gaia Hawks. Junta Miyawaki comes much later in the show. I was going to press the stop button, start over. Screw it. I make mistakes sometimes. Forgive me. Looking at my notes, and I saw Jun Masioka and just went into Junta Miyawaki. I digress. Yes, this was an 8-man tag team matchup. Insanity. Just insanity. And that's what it was. This was the crazy juniors going crazy on each other. These were all the teams that did not finish in the finale of this tag team tournament, taking one another on. And it was everything you would think it would be. Now, I don't call these matches blows for blows sitting here. I don't sit in here and tell you about the best spots and what have you. I'm here to tell you, you need to watch this show or it's skippable or what have you. This match, not my flavor. I don't like 8-man tag team. That's insanity. 9 people in the ring. But, because it is the crazy Noah Juniors, and why do I call them that if you're new here? The Noah Juniors are known to be volatile. They're known to be emotional. They're known to turn on each other and then turn back. The Noah Junior division is absolute insanity. They're incredible wrestlers. They're the cruiserweights, if you will. Not all of them wrestle like cruiserweights, but they're the cruiserweight division, basically, the junior heavyweights. But when they get around each other like this, especially in large groupings, you just never know what is going to happen. And nothing was too bad here, but the wrestling was solid, even though it was wild and all over the place. Eita has announced that him and Daiki Odashima will no longer be a team. What a shame. They're 2 of the best. Eita is the best junior heavyweight. He's the current junior heavyweight champion, and deservingly so. And he looked like $1 million here. Daiki Odashima is the young boy of this company who is coming up like crazy. Not that he's winning a whole lot, but man, he just looks incredible. Fujimura and Kotogi are a real-life brother duo that are part of All Rebellion. Again, Kano used to be one of their members. I'm used to doing the fist. Kano's no longer a member. Hajime Ohara and Atsushi Kotogi are the old school guys. They're not old, but they've been around Noah for quite some time, and they are Team Noah. And Jun Masioka and Gaia Hawks are a new tag team in Pro Wrestling Noah. And everybody looked great here, but I figured Alejandro and Kai Fujimura stood the best chance at winning here because they're the most regular tag team here for the longest period of time, and they're real-life brothers, and they won here. They stood tall at the end of the chaos. The second match of the night was Shuhei Taniguchi teaming with Black Mensu-Ray, taking on Anthony Green and Zozea. Now, those of you who watch much of me know that I hate comedy. I hate comedy in wrestling. I don't mean nobody can ever be funny. That's not what I mean. I hate comedy wrestlers. And that's what Black Menzo Ray is, a goof who just concentrates on goofiness. But you know what? He kind of didn't here. I'm not becoming a Black Menzo Ray fan by any stretch of the imagination, but this is one of the most serious matches I have ever seen Black Menzo Ray have. I mean, he did his little little jab with his hand. No, not the Cobra, but it kind of Santino Marella, but it kind of reminds you of that in a small way. And Shuhei Taniguchi is just a nutball. He can be comedic, but he's presented more like he's just mentally unstable. You know what I mean? Just running around, slamming his partner, trying to slam his partner on top of his opponents after he slams the opponent, but missing and not caring, and actually kicking his partner in the gut before he picks him up and slams him. So I laugh, but I laugh because the guy's just crazy. He's just wild and crazy. So that team, I thought it kind of worked. I thought that Taniguchi and Menzo Ray together kind of worked. I'm not saying I want to see them go on a tag title run or anything like that, but I don't know. I didn't mind them together. And Green works with anybody he teams with. And Zozea is another one. I mean, he's teamed with Jack Morris. He's teamed with numerous guys. Jack Morris was a longtime partner of his. They were their former GHC heavyweight tag team champions, and they were great. It was like just shy of 300-day title run. And Zozea and him could do the same, but I honestly would rather see Green in the singles realm. He's got a really, really good entrance theme. I mean, I guess nowadays the kids are saying it slaps, right? Whatever. But I like his entrance theme, Anthony Green, and I like his wrestling. He's the best, or one of the best Gaijins in pro wrestling, Noah, and I would really like to see him soar in the singles division, even though him and Zozea win this wasn't much of a struggle for them, although the match lasted longer than I suspected it might. But good match. I watched a Black Menzo Ray match that I didn't hate. That's never happens. That's a rarity. It never happens. Third match, anniversary special, All Rebellion versus the Dark Agents. We're talking about Kaito Kiyomiya and Galeno of All Rebellion taking on Takashi Segura and Maso Inoue. Inui? I struggle with his last name, even though I heard Stu and his partner, sorry, I forget your name, brother, on English commentary. I'm always so thankful for English commentary. But this match was competitive. Inoue was not good, but was very disciplined and held his ground. Normally, he's stumbling around the ring like a drunken sailor. I don't know what his gimmick is. I don't understand him. He doesn't look good, meaning he doesn't have a great body. He's not an attractive-looking person, and he sort of stumbles around like he just learned how to wrestle last week. Here, he wasn't quite as bad in that way. And actually, Kiyomiya and Galeno had to work hard to put him down. I mean, they did, and All Rebellion won this, and I still felt bad for Takashi Segura because he deserves the world. He's one of the biggest badasses in all of professional wrestling. So seeing him team with Inoue against Kiyomiya, one of the best wrestlers in Noah, and Galeno, one of the biggest badasses in pro wrestling Noah, was tough to watch. And they go down to Galeno and Kiyomiya, but I'm telling you, I don't know. I can't tell if I liked it or I didn't like it. Like, the match wasn't bad. But, I mean, did I like Inoue being presented as someone who is resilient and able to withstand a lot of damage and keep on going? Or do I kind of wish they would have just taken him out and they would have focused, almost would have been like a handicap match where it was Segura fighting with all he had but still not being able to overcome two stars like Kiyomiya and Galeno? I don't know. They presented it like Inoue was legit. And I sort of struggled with that, but it wasn't bad. Tell me what you think. I really didn't know how to take that match. The fourth match, it saw Jack Morris and Daga and Tetsuya Endo and Owada-san. They are Team 2000X, at least 4 of them. That group just keeps growing. I mean, it's going to have 10 members before long, and I'm not exaggerating. And they took on Hayata Yohei Tadasuke, and my computer went to sleep, and Yuto Kikuchi. So this was the Passionate Rattels against Team 2000X, and I'm telling you, this is your classic babyface heel stuff, and it was solid, and it was everything you want and needed it to be, to tell you the God's honest truth. It's just an enjoyable match, and again, another 8-man tag team match that I normally hate, but because these two teams legit come across like they can't stand each other, it was an enjoyable match to watch. So, yeah, I mean, just because these two teams gel so well as heels and baby faces, I got over something else I don't like, which is 8-man tag team matches. And Team 2000X win this, and they're just dominating. And I'm kind of enjoying it. At first, I'm going to be honest with you. When Team 2000X first came out, I didn't mind it. It was Jack Morris and Yoshitatsu as their fearless leader and whatever, and they started to recruit people. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. These are good heels, Daga. These are really good heels. This will be a good heel stable. And when Ozawa flipped out and joined them and became this bushwhacker, face-licking weirdo, I didn't like it. I was not happy. I didn't see the direction. But now I'm seeing it. Now I'm getting it. I'm really, really have flipped and I'm enjoying it. And that's when you follow me, I spill my guts, my emotion, my heart, my passion out right in front of you in all these videos. And sometimes people say like, why you complain? And then because that's how deep I get involved in wrestling, you son of a bitches. Don't you get it? I mean, when Team 2000X first started, it was kind of cool. I got it. As Ozawa, I didn't get. But as that built, and what I need to do is learn to just calm down and follow it along the way. I know. But I'm telling you, I make a video a day, at least, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. And I just want to fill these videos up with how I'm feeling at the moment, right? And now that I realize Team 2000X is disrespecting Puresso, you know what I mean? Especially Noah, the time-honored traditions of Noah, the respect. Even when they had heel factions, it just wasn't like this. They weren't so disrespectful. The juniors didn't look down on their seniors like 2000X did. The Japanese didn't always try to prop up the gaijins and make them amazing in front of their eyes, in front of their own people. But Team 2000X are wrecking shop. And I don't just mean because they bully people and jump people and cheat. That's part of it. But they aren't respecting Noah in the traditions. And I get that now. And they're great to hate, if you will. But the team that is great to hate won this match, like I said, in a very solid 8-person tag team matchup. Then we had a match. Boy, here come the matches I've been waiting for, looking forward to, on the edge of my seat of, and needed. Why did I need them? Why did you need them, Adam? Because I just watched Elimination Chamber, and I'm not here to put WWE over, but my God, what a show that was. And Noah needed this show to be awesome as well. And here's where the awesomeness really started to kick in. Kenoh and Kenta, Team Ken, as goofy as that is, took on Kazuyuki Fujita and Ulga Sasaki. 2 MMA guys. Fujita and Sasaki are serious, honest-to-God MMA fighters who jumped ship into Pro Wrestling Noah, into Pro Wrestling, into Noah, and have been greatly successful. Ulga Sasaki, a former national champion. Fujita, a former GHC heavyweight champion. I think he was the national champion too. They're just badasses. But so's Kenoh and Kenta. And this was the battle of the badasses. Kenta learned the hard way when he really got in the face of Fujita, who just started elbowing him into oblivion. And Kenta learned quickly. He got back up and fought hard and went one-on-one with Fujita in a strong, positive, good way for him. But at first, he learned you don't charge the bull, you let the bull charge you and then try to take control of it. Kenoh knew that and really went at Fujita numerous times. That was the battle there. Well, the other battle was Sasaki versus Kenoh. Sasaki seemed like he had something to prove to the new and returning, not new, but returning the new Kenta, if you will, and went one-on-one with him a lot and came up on the short end of the stick. Kenta hit the go to sleep on the MMA guy, Ulga Sasaki, and pinned him for the win for the Ken team. But this was a money match. This was a main event anywhere in the world. This was Pro Wrestling Noah. This is what I want and need Pro Wrestling Noah to be. My God, it was good. Ken win. They continue their undefeated streak. I think it's something like 14 matches in a row. And this was everything I just absolutely love about wrestling and about Noah. So was the next match. Masa Kitamiya took on Naomichi Marufuji. This is a time-honored, traditional, perfect, beautiful Pro Wrestling Noah match. This is the senior against the junior, even though, yes, Masa Kitamiya has been around a while. He's still much younger than Marufuji and Noah and in real legitimate age. And Marufuji called for this match, called for it, because he felt that Masa Kitamiya has always been on the verge of greatness and have just fallen short. Kitamiya is a multi-time, 4, 5, maybe 6-time GHC heavyweight tag team champion with multiple partners, but he's never won a singles title. And everybody knows he's good enough, and everybody's sort of waiting for it to happen, but it just never has. And Marufuji wants to help that materialize. Marufuji wanted to get in there and take Masa Kitamiya to school, and that's what he did. This was wrestling done right. This was Noah style and heart and Kings Road, and everything about it screamed Puresso, the pure and the true, the total opposite of what Team 2000X is all about, right? This is what Team 2000X is flipping off and saying, we do things our way. And Noah's like shocked at this. And so am I. So much so that they got me so bad that I hated it. Legit hated it. And was like, what are you doing, Noah? Now I see it. But again, I digress. Masa Kitamiya defeats Marufuji with a Saito suplex at the end of the 16-minute match. And it was sweet because you could tell Marufuji respected it and knew that he had pushed. He had made Kitamiya be what he wanted him to be, and he's on his way to single stardom after many years of racing and chasing after it. I do truly believe. Then we're finally down to our two main events. Yes, this was a double main event in my opinion. I don't think either one of these were semi-main events. The first one was the final of the Noah Junior Tag League tournament that saw Asuka and Junta Miyawaki. There's Junta Miyawaki, not in the first match, taking on Karrion Lacey and Mark True, the Essex Boys. I don't know if they're officially called that, but I'm calling them that, baby, the Essex Boys. They come in here. They beat everybody, including the current junior tag team champions, Yohei and Hayata, to get to the end here and face Asuka and Junta Miyawaki. And it was a beautiful thing. It was a terrific tag team match. True and Lacey are as legit as they come. Asuka and Miyawaki are great too. They seem to be a random team, even though they've been working together for quite some time. But unfortunately, this ended at the 10-minute mark when Asuka came off the top rope onto Mark True, who was like hanging on the rope. You know how they sometimes hang in the corner? It never really looks good. Alberto Del Rio used to be his finishing move, where they'll hang in the corner and hook him down with a double foot stomp. Here, Miyawaki set True up into the side ropes. Like, hit him with a move. I can't remember what that move was. And it sort of made sense that True was hanging on, like, after getting nailed by Miyawaki, though. And Asuka comes off the top and stomps him as in that hanging position. Knocked him out. Legit, folks. No, it wasn't a work. No, I wasn't worked. This match had to be stopped. They had to call the doctors in. They had to throw the X up. This was legitimate knockout. Oh, now, word has come back that Mark True is fine. He was taken to the hospital. He was examined from head to toe. There's no damage. He was just knocked the hell out. I mean, Asuka hit him legit. And let me tell you something. Karrion Lacey, his partner, was not happy. He got into the face of Asuka. I don't know what he said. I was trying to hear. I didn't hear it. Did any of you catch it? I don't know. He was not happy. He was not happy. And Miyawaki came over to sort of diffuse the situation, and Lacey got in his face. Now, it wasn't really like they're ready to brawl, but he was expressing his disgust, his disappointment in this situation. So the winners of the trophies and the number one contenders to the junior heavyweight tag team titles are Asuka and Miyawaki. But let me tell you, Lacey and True are going to come after this team and the titles more fired up than ever now, and that's going to make it even better. This was solid for the 10 minutes it lasted and very enjoyable, but what an unfortunate way for it to end. Finally, it was time for the GHC and the GHC national titles, belt for belt, title for title, champion against champion. Ozawa, Team 2000X, the GHC heavyweight champion, versus Manabu Soya, the most passionate man in wrestling, the GHC national champion, in a lumberjack match. I think Noah called it a death lumberjack match, or a lumberjack death match. Pretty much means I don't think there was any disqualification. I don't think so, because there was multiple interference here. And it wasn't too bad. It didn't ruin the match, but it was clear that while the Passionate Rotels and Team 2000X were the lumberjacks, and they were going to attack the opposite member anytime they were thrown out, of course, they also ran into the ring every chance they could. I don't know, 3 times maybe. It's not my favorite thing, but it works. Team 2000X are sons of bitches who do whatever the hell they want anyway. And the only way you're going to beat them if you stand up to them and fight fire with fire. And that was the story here. Manabu Soya was just going to fight fire with fire. Just go ahead, bring your assholes in the ring. I'll bring my assholes in the ring and we'll fight it out. The problem is, one of Manabu Soya's assholes turned on him and joined Team 2000X. Team 2000X. Right, Tadasuke? Tatty Daddy? turns on the Rattels, one of the most established teams in pro wrestling, no, at least in the past 10 years or so. Really established. The Rattels have been a big deal. They had a little lapse in time where they didn't exist, and then Daisuke Harada came back and helped them reestablish by bringing Kikuchi in and telling them they should accept him into the Rattels and ride again as the Rattels, and they did so, and people were excited to see it, and the merch was flying off the shelves. And now Tadasuke, who's been in Congo, who's been in numerous factions, just apparently loves to ride around with the losers. And I mean, they got the titles because Ozawa wins this. Thanks much in part to Daddy Tadasuke turning and nailing Soya with a chair more than once, including when the match was over and they just held him like in a crucifix position, and Tadasuke nailed him with a chair again until the seat part of it flew off. Wow. I don't know who's going to beat Ozawa. He now is officially, for a few minutes anyway, the GHC champion and the national champion, until he literally pitched the national championship up in the air and then stomped on it and said this title is meaningless to me, so it's now vacant. Disrespected. Soya disrespected the title. Tadasuke joining the disrespectful faction instead of staying. I mean, Soya is the total opposite. Soya is traditional. So Soya is honorable. Soya is what Pro Wrestling Noah has always been. And he wanted to fight Ozawa and take him down and take him out, as well as Team 2000X. And he had the Rattels behind him. And it seemed like they were on a mission, but Tadasuke said, screw that. I'm just going to join the other side and screw you out of this opportunity and cost you your title. Great. Great. Team 2000X just keeps growing and growing. I don't know what's going to take to stop him, but out comes Masa Kitamiya, gets in the face of Ozawa and tells him, look, I want to take you on. I want to put you in your place. I don't know who you think you are. Again, Masa Kitamiya representing what Manabu Soya does. That's the stories we're getting, folks. We're going to get time-honored traditions of Noah against these young-ass punks that want to change everything and make it just anything goes kind of crap and nonsense that a lot of professional wrestling is today, but Noah has never been. And we, if we have the sense in our heads, have to root for the other side to win. Because Noah is one of the last places where tradition, honor, and respect truly lives, where professional wrestling is presented as a fight, not as some kind of goofy game where the champion breakdances and licks people. So let's go, Masa Kitamiya. Yes, I'm biased. You're damn right. But having Ozawa and Team 2000X to root against, I'm not going to lie, it's kind of brilliant. Kind of like how they've done it. I didn't at first, but once I got it, much like WWE, whenever The Rock wanted Cody to sell him his soul, I thought this is the stupidest crap I've ever heard. And then all of a sudden last night in Elimination Chamber, it seemed to be all a big setup because John Cena turns against Cody and joins The Rock. But again, I'm not here to put WWE, but this is comparable. Slightly. You know, this is tradition and honor in pro wrestling, where wrestling is done right, against the punks that just want it to be however they want it to be, or like everything else. Garbage. So let's go, Pro Wrestling Noah. Let's get this shit done. Let's fight these punks, and let's rise back to the top of where wrestling is always done right, and where people like me can run to when they need that. And I need Pro Wrestling Noah, and I need you to subscribe to this channel. Help me out. Help Noah out. I appreciate everything you do. WrestlingDoneRight.com. Subscribe to me on all my socials, please. And I'll see you again real soon.